Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Denise, and on this channel I talk all about minimalism, intentional living, and thrifting. So if you're wondering how minimalism and thrifting relate to one another, I don't know. I have no clue. But they do relate to me in my life because I am a minimalist. I practice intentional living, and I'm actually a full-time reseller. So today I just wanted to share my story about why and how I became a minimalist. So it all started 3 to 4 years ago, about 1 year into my marriage. And my husband and I were actually living in a fifth wheel trailer tiny home. We were living in California and we decided to live that way in order to save money and still be close to family. We were living in the Bay Area in California, so if you're not familiar, it is very, very expensive there. So at the time, it was just our only option. We got married back in 2017. I was 22 and he was 24. I was 22, about to be 23, and he was 24. So we were kind of young, not extremely super young, but we were still kind of young, and I had just graduated from college. I was very excited to be married. I was very excited to move into this fifth wheel tiny home with my husband, and I was aware that we were going to be living in a very small space. So even before we got married, I was trying to be very mindful of what I was going to be able to bring into our new home together. So I actually went into this being very excited about living with less, but I think I hadn't realized just how much less that had to be. I think I was underestimating the amount of things I had to declutter. So the first year of our marriage was a time of transition. It was a lot of fun, yet very difficult for me. So we moved into this tiny home, fifth wheel, and I had already decluttered a lot of my stuff, but what I didn't realize is how much more I had to declutter and how quickly things would pile up as I purchased them, or if I wanted to bring in new things into my home. It was my first year having my own place with my husband, so I was very excited to decorate for the holidays. I was buying all this seasonal decor. I was buying just home decor in general, kitchen appliances, and just home stuff that we were gifted for our wedding, which is very nice and I'm very thankful. But very quickly I realized that we were not going to have space for all this stuff. So I had to declutter a lot. Even after we moved in, I had to be very intentional about what I was bringing in. So once I realized that we really had to live with a lot less, this is when I kind of just dove straight into minimalism. I decided that I was going to be a minimalist. This is how I wanted to live my life. I wanted to be more intentional about my purchases. I wanted to save money. I wanted to just live a simple life. I think in my head, I just wanted to make the best of our current living situation. So I was like, I'm just gonna be a minimalist, which I was. I'm kind of an all or nothing person. So once I decided this, I kind of just went all in. It wasn't that difficult for me. I think what was most difficult for me is that my husband kind of didn't understand. He didn't really care too much about minimalism. The clutter didn't bother him as much as it bothered me. For example, I couldn't stand having things out on our counters because we basically had little to no counter space. Cooking was very stressful when there's no space. The dishes would pile up very quickly. It just looked very cluttered. That bothered me a lot more than it did my husband. So I kind of had to learn how to be okay with him still keeping his own personal items and just decluttering my things, because it wouldn't be fair for me to just get rid of my husband's stuff when he wanted to keep his stuff. So I kind of just focused on myself and things that I wanted to declutter for myself. And it was actually a lot of fun. Decluttering was very stress relieving for me. I loved the feeling of just getting rid of stuff and having free space. Creating capsule wardrobes was very fun for me. That's the first time that I actually even heard or knew of a capsule wardrobe. So it was just very fun for me to just curate my clothes and just learn. So this time period also helped me just learn my style and learn what I liked and stick to that and just be very intentional about clothing items I would purchase, because before that I was very much into fashion and style, but I had no idea what my style was. I was just trying anything and everything. I was very much into fast fashion. I would shop at Forever 21 a lot, at H&M, those type of places, and I would wear things for just 1 or 2 times and then decided I didn't like it, so it would just sit in my closet. I wouldn't wear it, or I would sell it at a garage sale or something like that. But becoming a minimalist really helped me to discover my personal style, and it also got me more into slow fashion, which was great. So all these things were just a lot of fun for me. And actually, this last year, we moved out of our fifth wheel and we moved out of California to a whole nother state. And it was just so nice to not have all this stuff to haul with us from one state to another. We actually drove here. We're in Tennessee now, and we drove here and we were able to pack up all our belongings in an SUV that we rented. We actually sold our vehicles too, so we didn't even have vehicles to like drive over or ship over. We just rented an SUV, we packed it with our just essential belongings, and that's it. And it was so easy. We saved a bunch of money doing that, and it was just more enjoyable. Like, we had a road trip, we didn't have to worry about all this stuff, and it just made our move so simple. So I would say when we got here into our apartment in Tennessee, it was a little stressful, like having to start over again, because we didn't have any furniture whatsoever, so like not even a bed, not a couch, no kitchen table. For a long time we were actually sitting on the floor, which was very uncomfortable. But slowly I started just purchasing the essentials, and honestly I've just stuck to that ever since. Like, we got our bed, we got our sofa, our kitchen table, and it was just nice to be intentional about everything, and it also saved us a lot of money. So yeah, even though now we have a bigger place, we live in a 1-bedroom apartment that has a walk-in closet, a lot of other storage space and closets, I still plan on living minimally because I have found that I enjoy it very much, and it just makes my life that much more simple. I have learned to live and go without a lot of things for the past 3 or 4 years. I'm pretty much used to it, and I no longer find the need for all this stuff. I do enjoy like a little bit of home decor and some other things here and there that I didn't have room for in our trailer, but for the most part, still being intentional, still keeping it minimal, and just living with what we need. So that's pretty much my story, guys. I guess it's nothing crazy. I was kind of forced into minimalism, but it turns out I really love and enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. It really helps out my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.